When we picture an ancient animal sacrifice today, it's easy to imagine a chaotic scene. We tend to think of haphazard bonfires, wild rituals, and a free-for-all of blood and smoke with absolutely no rules. But the historical reality was completely different. Ancient ritual sacrifice functioned much more like an exacting, high-stakes science governed by strict procedural law. If a priest placed a specific animal part on the wrong side of the altar or tore the offering incorrectly, the entire ritual was nullified. It was a precise operation with zero margin for error. We can see exactly how precise this operation was by looking at one specific set of instructions, the ancient texts dictating the avian burnt offering. To understand how ancient priests communicated with the divine, we have to look past the idea of primitive magic and deconstruct this exact step-by-step surgical protocol. The protocol starts with strict prerequisites. First, the offering had to be a specific type of bird, either a dove or a young pigeon. And before doing anything else, its inner parts and legs had to be thoroughly washed with clean water. Once cleansed, the priest would bring the selected bird to the sacred space of the altar. Here, the lethal protocol begins. The text mandates wringing off the bird's head to be burned on the altar. Next, a strict spatial requirement. The blood must be drained specifically on the side of the altar, away from the top surface. The priest had to execute these initial steps in a continuous, fluid motion, maintaining the sequence without breaking focus. These initial actions established a clear physical boundary. It kept the mundane, physical lifeblood on the sides, isolating the sacred space reserved on top of the altar. With the boundary set, the ritual moved into a precise surgical phase to remove impure elements from the animal's body. The text commands locating the bird's crop and its digestive contents and carefully extracting it. This impure material couldn't be burned. Strict rules dictate a geographic discard, throwing it into a designated ash pile specifically on the altar's east side. The purified body was then ready for its final physical manipulation. The priest had to tear the bird open by its wings to expose the inside. But verse 17 issues a critical negative command. Despite tearing the wings open, the priest was under strict orders not to divide the bird into two separate pieces. It had to remain intact. This meticulous anatomical sorting achieved a specific goal. It separated out the mundane waste, leaving behind a perfectly unified physical vessel meant for the divine. That unified, meticulously prepared bird finally reached its physical destination. The priest placed the whole offering onto the carefully arranged wood and the altar's fire. So why go through this exact, visceral, and highly specific anatomical deconstruction in the first place? The ancient text provides the answer. This entire process was engineered specifically to produce a sweet aroma for Yahweh. There's a stark contrast here. The priest starts with the physical messiness of raw materials, blood, digestive crops, and ashes, and ends with pure ethereal smoke rising from the altar. Ancient worship required mindful order. It was a careful, deliberate management of chaotic physical elements. The strict surgical code of the avian burnt offering served as an ancient technology, a procedural tool designed to transform a physical creature into a flawless, untainted connection to the divine.